What is up, guys? Axel here, and today I'm bringing you a PvP guide. I've been asked about this a lot, and the reason why I've ultimately neglected doing it for so long is because I'm not good at PvP. I don't ever PvP actually at all, except for my daily mission. But if that's what the people want, it's what I'm going to give them. So we have like 6 categories here. We have the God tier, which is the S rank tier, and we have the best tier, which is the A rank, the very good rank, which is B, the okay character C, D is for RIP, which means if you pick this character you're probably going to lose. And then I have the I don't know you, because I never faced these characters and I never have played with these characters, so I already put those guys there. And if there's anyone else I need to add there, I will go ahead and do that. I'll try my best to talk about some other skills or whatever if I can. But a lot of this is just my personal opinion, not necessarily, the truth or anything like that. But let's just get straight into it. First things first is Blackbeard. My opinion of him is that he is in the A tier for best. Keep in mind, I have a ping of typically 240 to 300 in the game, so I don't ever get to experience these characters, like as good as they should be. But what I do know is that he is a beast. The way that he can use his little, I don't know what it's called, but he puts the ball thing on the ground and it can rotate behind him or in front of him. He can shoot his tornado up in the air. He does a lot of damage. He is a big boss. You do not want to mess with Blackbeard. He is a great character to have. And we'll just go with that. Next is Ace. I'm putting him in God tier because he just flies around. He has great range. He's a monster, and I don't know, like, typically if there wasn't other characters I wanted to ban, he would be on that list. So yeah. Next is Ivankov. I honestly should put them in the I don't know category because I truly don't know. I hate their moveset and their move skills and all that. But my understanding, like, say if I had my own opinion, I'd do very good. But I do hear that they are pretty damn good. So they will get the A category treatment here. I just really don't know much about him. Like, I know you have to kind of stack moves and all that, and it's just not really my way of fighting, I guess is what I would say. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next is Mihawk. I really enjoy Mihawk, but the moveset is very basic. I'm going to put Mihawk behind Blackbeard and in front of Ivankov. It's really situational. Really, Mihawk could be in front of Blackbeard too. But very basic moveset. He has a swing, he has a jump attack, and he just has some pretty good range and a good Y attack with his finisher. I really enjoy him, and he's really good to play, really fun to play. You just have to kind of, it's just easy in general because of his moveset and how easy it is. Next is Enel. I have never played him personally, but I've been beaten by him many times. I'm going to put him in the A tier as well. Very good. He has a long range attack. He has a really cool finisher. He has the thing with the bell, which I feel like that's kind of what sets him apart from being, from instead of the B rank to A rank, is the bell thing, how you can hit that and all that kind of stuff. A really cool character. Next is Kuzan. I'm going to put him in A rank, and I'm going to put him right behind Mihawk. He has a deflect. He has a really good attack with the little ice thing he shoots out, the ice bird or whatever. Really phenomenal finisher, and he's just like a menace. He really just tears people up. So, there's that. Next is Pell. I don't ever use this character. I've used him as a support character before. For me, he's just okay. I have never seen anyone pick him against me, really, so I haven't really done much with him in general. Next is Lucci. Lucci goes into the God tier in front of Ace. He's just very fast. The transformation is crazy. Sometimes when you're fighting him, it's to me, I just don't know what the hell to do against him. And I just kind of sit there, I put my phone down, and I just don't really pay attention to the game for about 30 seconds because just typically I'm going to lose. So there's that. Next is Perona. Perona is a really fun character. I would not say they're in the best tier. I'm going to put them in the very good tier, so B rank. I feel like the moveset's a little difficult to master, but if you do, maybe you could put Perona in the A tier, but I don't know, it's just something that I'm not really accustomed to, and in my opinion, this support move is way better than her actual character, where you can just stun them, but I don't know, it's just it's a preference thing at the end of the day. Next is Sengoku. Really, I want to put Sengoku in the A rank in front of Blackbeard, but I'm going to put them in the God tier at the very back for one reason and one reason only, and that's because of the Golden Buddha mode he has, where he's pretty much just irresistible to everything. Really, really cool, but the biggest thing is you have to actually get into the mode first. So if you're not into the mode, then, you know, it's no different than like a A rank character in my opinion, maybe even B, but very, very powerful character. Next is Kuma. Now this breaks my heart because Kuma used to be the king. Kuma could have been put in the God tier and he would have been #1 for the longest time. But unfortunately, Deflect cannot deflect grabs. So because of that, Kuma has been kind of dragged down into the flames, and I don't really see anyone use him anymore, honestly, but like, he is good if you know that no one that you're going against will have grabs. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to put him in the B rank and just leave him at that. Really hurts my heart to say that. Next is whatever her name is. Don't remember her name. I have actually used her a good bit in PvP. If you were to use this character, then you're probably going to die, in my opinion. So I'm going to put them in the RIP D category. Every time I've used this character, like, you have to kind of force yourself to go into her mode or whatever, and I don't really like that. Like, you have the roll attack, that's about it, nothing too crazy. Next is Moria. I don't know much about Moria. I use Moria more in PvE than PvP, and I haven't really been fought against much, like against Moria. So there's not really much for me to say, but I'm going to put Moria in front of Kuma for very, very good. And just leave it at that. Next is Boa. Boa, to me, is also just kind of a whatever character. I would typically put her in B, but you can like run around with her ultimate and like actually control her ultimate. The being able to freeze everyone's really, really good too. So I am going to put her in front of Ivankov right here. And I think that's a really good place to put her. She is pretty damn busted. I don't know if she's been nerfed yet or not. I don't know if she will get nerfed, but pretty damn good character. And if I'm going to lose to anyone, it might as well be the most attractive pirate woman in the world, right? Next is Anislabi Nami. I remember she was really good in PvE, the CP9 raid, but I think she might have got nerfed. But in terms of PvP, I haven't really seen many people use her since her release. I'm just going to put her in the okay category. I feel like that's fair. Maybe there's something about her I don't know, but, you know, whatever, right? Next is Law. Now, Law got nerfed really, really bad at one point. I don't remember much about it, but you could say that Law was at the God tier at one point. I don't really ever have to fight against Law, so I'm really not too sure like where Law would go, but I'm going to put Law in the very front of the A tier in front of Blackbeard. I think this is a fair assessment. Still really powerful, just not really anyone I ever have to face. Next is Smoker. I don't know if Smoker's been nerfed or not, but my recollection is when I used to use Kuma all the time, I'd always lose to Smoker because, you know, he grabs you with those long ass smoke arms and murders your ass. So because of that, I'm doing this out of spite, but he's in front of Kuma just because he can beat Kuma. That's literally about it. So yeah, that's that. Next is Kizaru. Kizaru is a damn menace, I will say that. I want to put Kizaru in the God tier, in my opinion. Again, I don't know if Kizaru has been nerfed, but Kizaru's a monster, so I'm going to just leave Kizaru there for now. Maybe adjust Kizaru in a little bit. You could argue that he's like in front of Blackbeard. Maybe you could say that. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep him in God tier because of just his ability to teleport and his spam, pretty much. It's pretty gnarly, pretty nasty. I don't recommend fighting against him, so there's that. Next is this random fuck, Ryumo or whatever his name is from Thriller Bark. I struggle to fight against this person a lot. I'm going to put him in the front of B tier. I personally really don't like this character, but what I do know is that I usually get fucked up by this character, so it has to be this way. And you could even argue that he's at the very end of A rank even, but I'm going to keep him right here. Next is Magnalon. I have a bias towards this character because I've maxed out his PvP ranking, and I feel like for how much lag I have, he's a very, very good character that has ways to get around the FPS, like not FPS, the lag issue. I'm going to put him in A rank, and I'm going to put him in front of Blackbeard. Blackbeard is more than likely a better character than Magnalon, but I use both of these in PvP regularly, and I get more wins with Magnalon than I do with Blackbeard. Next is Brook. I have never played Brook. I have never fought against a Brook. I have nothing to really say about Brook, so I will just put them in I don't know, to be honest. Khalifa. If you use Khalifa, you're probably going to die. That is my wise words of wisdom here, so I'll put them right there. Normal Sanji, you will probably die. Very, very bad time. Ennis Lobby, Sanji, I'd say he's pretty good. I'd put him up here in C rank, probably in front of Nami is probably what I would do. He's fast, but I think my issue with him is his super. It kind of like, if you miss, you're kind of in a really shitty situation. Gear 2 Luffy, I used to use them a lot, but I kind of like dropped out from using them, and I don't really see anyone really pick them against me, but I'm actually going to have to put him in A rank in front of Boa, because if I recall, I believe like when it comes to Boa, she has a weakness against Luffy, so Luffy is still a really good character. I don't know if he's been nerfed or not, but I feel like it's the most reasonable thing to really do in this situation, I feel like. Normal Luffy, I'd put in the okay category. Just really slow. Nothing too impressive there, but he's just slow. Garp. Garp is the scariest character in my opinion. I ban Garp every time in PvP. He goes up here in between Sengoku and Ace. I never want to fight a Garp ever, and also Garp's a monster in PvE. He gets the job done if you level up his way of the strong shit. Just be careful. If you have like bad lag or whatever, then Garp sucks. Like, you put him down in the B tier. But if you're fighting someone that has no lag and knows what they're doing with Garp, you're in for a really bad time. Next is Zoro. Basic Zoro. I'm putting him in front of Pell in the C rank. Not great, but I used to use him in PvP all the time. I thought he was fun to use, so, you know, there's that. Sadie-chan. I don't know if Sadie's ever been nerfed, but I feel very, very comfortable putting her in the very end of A rank. She is just a fast beast that will tear you up, and I don't know. I would not want to really ever fight Sadie, in my opinion. Ennis Lobby Zoro, really, really good character. I think even better than G2 Luffy. I'm going to put him in front of G2 Luffy, but not behind Kizaru, because Kizaru will fuck Zoro up, in my opinion, with his deflect. Don't want to deal with that, so that's a good place to really put him, I feel like. Next is Arlong. I honestly want to put him in the end of A tier, but I'll put him in the very front of B tier. His grab is just horrible, and he can combo you for forever. It really sucks. Every time I see Arlong, there was a point where I would just shut my game down every time I saw Arlong. Terrible. I don't know much about him. Mr. 3, I don't know if he's been nerfed or not, but I've had my fair share of issues with him. I'm going to put him in front of Perona, behind Kuma. Vivi, premium character. You cannot get her any other way. I've actually maxed her out in PvP. And I'm going to say that, this is my bias saying this, but I really want to put her in A rank. But the issue is that after her super, you can't do anything for like a second. So because of that, I'm going to put her in B rank, probably right there. That's where I'm going to put her, in between Moria and Smoker. Let me throw on some music real quick here. Of course, I have literally nothing right here to just play for y'all. Next is Foxy. Now, I don't know if Foxy's been nerfed or not, but I would say probably B tier, right behind Perona. The slow and the ability to use the other character to shoot the cannon or whatever. That shit annoys me. I don't even want to think about that shit, honestly. I'm just really, really annoying and a terrible time. Crocodile. There is a point where I didn't like Crocodile either because he kind of just like defeats Kuma with his grab and all that. So like, I don't know, but anyone in A tier I feel like would have no issue against Crocodile. So I am going to put him probably right about here. I think that's fair. Maybe right there, maybe is what I'll do. Let me switch this around right here. I think that's a fair assessment right there. Crocodile can be scary if you know how to play Crocodile, but like if you can get past the grab issue, you'll be perfectly fine. Is kind of how I feel about that. Enies Lobby Robin. This is more of a personal opinion of mine, but she is in between Zoro and Luffy right here. Very, very good. But I feel like she's been nerfed recently because her grab attack just kind of doesn't get the job done anymore. Like I used to be able to grab people up close and all that, but now I can't even do that. So actually, let me put her down a little further because of that. I'm going to put her probably right there. I hate to do that, but like, I think she was better at one point in my opinion. Frankie. I don't play Frankie, so I don't know anything about Frankie. So I don't know, you go. Buggy. I don't play with him. The version of Robin where you have to buy her from an event or whatever. She's just okay. Like she's really the same as Vivi, so I really just want to put her right behind Vivi. That's what I'll do. Mr. Bone Clay here. I don't really have much to say about Bone Clay. He's just okay. I'd probably put him like maybe right if I can get him right there. I think that's fine. He can transform into whoever he's fighting against, and he has a really nasty spin deflect attack or whatever. So there's that. This chick from the Navy, if you use her, you're probably going to die. Hate to say that. I think that's a fair assessment right there. This is the dude from Skypiea, and I'm going to really just say the same shit pretty much. I think he's just okay, but he does get to move around and jump around a lot, so there is that. I'll probably put him like back here in the very back of B rank. I think that's another fair assessment. Soge Kingu. I love him. He's hard to use. It's not a really fun time, I feel like, but he's the king of the B, I feel like. Really, really good. And he can switch between like fire and all that kind of stuff. Fire, poison, all that kind of stuff. Really good. Normal Nami. Now, I'm very like this is all I used on my burner account pretty much, like when I wasn't buying characters. I think Nami's amazing. I'm gonna put her behind Perona right here. Very good, but very basic moveset, and she falls over after her finisher, so she does have a little bit of a fallback on that. Usopp. If you use Usopp, you're probably gonna die. Put him back there. Don't know her really, don't know him. This dude's annoying. I'll put him in the C rank because he can make your screen go black for a second. I don't like him. She's also a little annoying too because of her little combo she can do. Don't really know him too much. Miss Valentine, I'd put in very good as well. She can just fling around the map. I know she's been nerfed a couple times. I'd probably put her in front of Nami, in my opinion, in the B rank. And these two I haven't really played either. This is my PvP tier list, and keep in mind I'm not a god at PvP or whatever, but I do think this is a very fair tier list. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. And until the next time, peace.